Am I the asshole for refusing to let my boyfriend use my car to drive his sister's family? My boyfriend often borrows my car to drive his sister and her family around, but I'm not happy about it. His sister and BIL are refusing to buy a car for reasons I don't understand. They can obviously afford it, as they easily spent a trip for 4 to Burning Man from Australia this year and every year for some years before COVID. Their house is paid off, and the husband makes 200–300k annually at least, or possibly more. Whereas I don't make as much money, and I work 3 jobs, sometimes 10-hour shifts, 6 days a week. Of course, I am bitter about them using my car because I work hard to pay for this car in cash from my hard-earned labor, and I don't own a house. They have a child that needs specialist appointments, so they would ask me to take them when my boyfriend is away, but I refuse because I'm mostly working, and only my boyfriend and I are insured to drive my car. And they can definitely afford to get an Uber. My boyfriend puts petrol in the car, but I pay for everything else: registration, insurance, maintenance, new tint, tires, and repairs. They said they don't need a car because they can just order an Uber, take public transport, or ride their bikes everywhere, and they can save money by not owning a big expense like a car. So I asked my boyfriend why he is using my car to drive them when they told me they don't have a need for a car. He thinks I'm evil, and we're currently on silent terms, and he will be using my car to ferry them around tomorrow while I'll be doing overtime this weekend. By the way, I don't have a problem with him driving them, just not with my car. Edit: he begged me to borrow the car cause his niece is going horse riding and he's organized to drive them, and he promised this will be the last time. I agreed. This is definitely the last time because I told him we are done and I'm moving to my own place on my own. Thank you everyone for giving me the courage to end this toxic relationship. Not the asshole. I suspect your boyfriend is thinking I cover the petrol, so why is this an issue? But the wear and tear on the car means that you're subsidizing their trips by a significant amount. Not just the tires, but the more mileage on the car, the closer you get to things wearing out and needing to be replaced, such as the clutch and the gearbox, which are very expensive to deal with. Personally, I'd remove him from the insurance unless you desperately need him to have access to the car to drive you around, and tell him it's time he buys his own banger to drive his family around in. Not the asshole. They said they don't need a car because they can just order an Uber, take public transport, or ride their bikes everywhere. They clearly don't need your car as they have chosen these options. He thinks I'm evil, and we're currently on silent terms. There's something wrong here and it isn't you. Not the asshole, and don't let your BF have keys for the car. If he wants to take them places he can do it in his car, or they can buy lease a car. If it's your car, can't you just say no? Not the asshole. Buy a car club steering wheel lock and don't give the boyfriend the lock key. I would stop the boyfriend from driving your car for any reason. And really, if he is driving the car he should put gas in it. That isn't doing you any favors. Not the asshole. Doing someone a favor is only something you have to consider doing when there aren't other practical options. Boyfriend can go buy his own car. They can go buy a car. Not the asshole. You are being used. Take the car to a friend tonight. Don't let him touch it. They'll have to get an Uber then. It's your car. And frankly, this guy may not be worth it if he's willing to die on such a stupid hill. So, a year or 2 from now, when his history, you're fully aware that these entitled people will be dissing you, right? They should be falling all over themselves thanking you, but they're not. They're bullying you. He, too, can get another job and a car. Do you live with him? Would any of them lend you their car if they had one, or drive you around, or help you? Do they cook and clean when you work 10-hour shifts? Drop your dinner off? Do anything at all to reciprocate? Not the asshole. Unless they want to pay you taxi rates, ain't no way I'd let them use your car to get around in. Not the asshole. If they aren't buying a car because they can Uber or use public transport, then that is what they should use because your car is neither. It's your car. It's your decision how it is used. Lay down the law and stick to it. His relatives can call an Uber. Tell him no. Your car is not a free taxi for his entitled brother. Take the keys, drive your car, tell him that his brother can get an Uber. So your BF says you are evil for setting a boundary. Your BF doesn't respect you. By the way, he seems to have a lot of free time to motor around with his brother. Does your BF work? Or does he freeload off you too? Take him off the insurance, tell him only you get to drive your car since you pay for it. They are leeching off of you. Put your foot down and stand up for yourself. You might have to end it. WTF, open your eyes and keep your keys. Not the asshole, but you are dating 1 foot. Not the asshole. It's your car and no is a complete sentence. This is a hill to die on. If they don't need a car and can Uber, taxi, public transport about, then they should do that. All the time. After about a month, the expense and or inconvenience of that will convince them their own car is better. Next time he takes your car, say nothing and just hide the keys. Or take the car with you. Not the asshole. He's just using your car to enable mooches. Making him buy his own car, or break up with him. The mooches won't change, so don't even bother asking them to buy a car. We're currently on silent terms, and he will be using my car to ferry them around tomorrow. No, he will not. Grow a spine and tell them no. They can Uber if they need a car. Also, he doesn't speak to you but drive your car. Girl. Not the asshole. Their life responsibilities are theirs to handle. They should not have to rely on your car to make appointments, run errands, etc. If they have no trouble paying for Uber or taking public transportation, then they should be utilizing those services and not taking your car that you finance yourself. But I'd start charging them like an Uber. They don't need a car cause they get to use yours for free. Also, the wear and tear alone is a burden to your car and will wear it out faster. Not the asshole, and take the keys away until they understand the cost of a car is much more than just paying for the petrol. How do you get to work if he has your car? And I would heavily rethink the whole relationship. It seems like leech situation. And if your BF sides with the leeching, if he is not doing it now, he will in future. I do not see any reason why BF should use your car in the first place. They've stated they don't need AS time for them to prove it. BF doesn't like can use his OWN car. You're part of the problem as you allowed this boundary to be crossed but it's hard to re-establish boundaries once they've been crossed. Good luck and stay strong. Not the asshole. What in the name of entitlement is this? You are too nice to begin with. Cars are both an expense and an investment. They have a paid-off home but don't want a personal vehicle. Especially when they have a child that requires frequent specialist care. They're putting wear and tear and mileage on your vehicle, but your boyfriend only puts gas in. Hell nah. Drop the boyfriend and the fam because he clearly does not care about your boundaries and you're just a taxi service to his sis and husband. Not the asshole, you don't have a car problem, you have a boyfriend problem. Also, this even with your boyfriend paying for the gas, and neither are your in-laws not paying for wear and tear of the car. He's using a car that you'll have to replace earlier. Not the asshole. Your car, your keys. Take them or hide them when you're not home. And tell the Illinois that it's over. Not the asshole, they need to get their own car. Not the asshole, they want rides but want a car. BF wants to drive them but doesn't appear to have a car. Tell them all you are tired of being used. You don't have time for any of their shenanigans, get rid of them all. Not the asshole, when you leave for work in the morning, take all the keys with you. They can Uber, use the bus, or hitchhike since they don't need